This is Greg Kelly. Donate now to Toys for Tots, which works year-round. Go to toysfortots.org. Toys for Tots supports children in need throughout the year with programs like the Toys for Tots Literacy Program. Established in 2008, it has provided over 63 million books to disadvantaged children. The Toys for Tots Literacy Program is committed to providing disadvantaged children with direct access to books and educational resources that enhance their ability to read and communicate effectively. Go to toysfortots.org.
Listen, all you New Yorkers. Excuse me. Taxi.
Okay, man, we're looking around.
This is the 77 WABC minicast.
Here he is, the amazing attorney Jim Walden, and he's out there today defending my friend, proud to call her a friend, Vickie Paladino. Jim, good morning, pal. How are you?
Two strong New Yorkers, you and Vickie. Thanks for having me on, Sid. Nice to be here.
Nice of you to say that, and I think you're right. I think we are. You know, look, I've heard people say that they didn't like Vickie's tweets, and people said they didn't like mine. And I say to those people, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whether you thought they were great, you thought they were gross, you liked them, you didn't like them. It doesn't matter. That is our First Amendment right, and she's in the city council. And the speaker, Julie Menon, who is Jewish, I can't tell sometimes, I swear to God, for a lady that talks about the issues of anti-Semitism, she seems to stick up for the mayor at every opportunity, every one. She wants to be mayor so badly, she'll do whatever he says. But she can say whatever she wants, Vickie. She should not be in trouble for those tweets. Isn't it that simple, Jim Walden?
It is that simple, Sid. They had no power to police the internet. I mean, think about what they're doing. For all of the Democrats that have put vile things on their social media feeds, including, by the way, about the cops. No discipline whatsoever. But suddenly for Vickie, they're going to make the entire internet their surveillance place. It's not going to work.
Not just the cops. Those same Democrats, and many more came after me, as you know, Jim, last Wednesday. Many more. I mean, I got them all, every one of them. Those are the same people that referred to President Trump as a Nazi. Nazi. I don't know. I think Nazi's probably worse than anything Vickie said. And then you've got a guy, and I'll mention him by name because he's a dick, Che Oso from Brooklyn, who's part of that city council, who last week on the floor actually called President Trump a pedophile when we know that story about that 13-year-old girl is not true. Julie Menon didn't hold his feet to the fire. They've done nothing. Why is it okay for him to say something like that, but Vickie's in trouble?
It's not. It's like a banana republic, right? You've got the Democrats that have like 46 seats, just doing whatever they want to. And the thing that drives me crazy is they all went after President Trump, as they should, in my view, for going after his political enemies. Like, they were vicious about it. And now they've just taken that same playbook and gone after Vickie because she's a Republican. And why? I mean, she is a strong woman. She is a fighter. She's a New Yorker. You can't make rules for someone like her because you don't like their speech and then turn a blind eye to every Democrat, including Osei, whatever his name is,
idiot,
another Nepo baby.
Yep.
It's really sad.
You know, I had Julie Menon on this show a couple of weeks ago. We got a nice back and forth for about a month. And Frank Morano, a great council member, actually, Republican, Staten Island, he set the whole thing up. He was supposed to have lunch at David Goodside's place, Beach Cafe, Upper East Side. Didn't happen. That's fine. But then the morning when the mayor talked about raising property taxes 9.5%, I reached out to Julie, so did Frank, and she agreed to come on. She had 5 minutes. She had some breakfast. And she did come on, and she was great. And I showered her with compliments. You heard it, Jim. And I showered her with compliments time and time again for the fighter that she is. And as soon as the Democrats got to her the very next day, she condemned me in the local papers and called me an Islamophobe. The problem was that was the second time. No, excuse me, the second time came after my tweet to the mayor last week. So she's come after me twice, publicly. Same thing with Vickie. This didn't start just a couple of weeks ago. Menon had just won. She had just won. And Vickie, who's been doing this city council stuff for a long time, beloved by many, she embarrassed. She went out of her way to publicly embarrass Vickie in front of the whole city council. It was disgusting right the day that she just won the speaker position. You remember that?
I do remember, Sid, and listen, it's terrible. And listen, you may not like Vickie's words, and maybe sometimes they're a little bit imprecise, but all she's trying to do is speak out about the very thing that happened this weekend, right? All she's trying to do is be one of the very, very few members of City Council who's saying we have to pay attention to extremists and radicals who want to blow us up. And we shouldn't even be having a content of whether we like her, agree with her speech. It doesn't matter. The First Amendment gives her that right. I mean, literally, you had the mayor of the city of New York saying that he would defend to his dying breath Jake Lang, as he should. But somehow that same city hall wants Vickie prosecuted on disciplinary charges. It's so hypocritical. They are obviously targeting one of the few Republicans because she is a Republican.
That's right. And outspoken again about terrorism. I mean, to be honest, I love Frank. He's not going to go there, and some of these others, even Ina to a certain extent, she's a proud Zionist and does a great job. But Vickie has the biggest set of balls. I'll say it right now. She's got the biggest set of balls in the city council, and she's not afraid. And she talks about the fears of terrorism, which, as we know now, are real. I mean, come on, man. One of my guests just described New York as Afghanistan. We've got IEDs in the streets in front of Gracie Mansion. So you may not like the language that Vickie used, but you know what? Her content, what she was saying, is dead on. So the question becomes now, Jim, what is your role in all of this? What exactly do you do on a daily basis to A, try to remove this smear campaign for Vickie, and B, get her back in better standing with the council?
Yeah, so it's a great question, Sid. And number one, she's going to fight like hell. I mean, everybody knows Vickie's not someone who's just going to back down. Although they want to shut her up. So number one, we got to win in court, and our next court date is April 7th. And we've got an incredibly strong legal case. I got good news for you.
That's a great day. That happens to be my daughter Ava's birthday. She'll be 22 on April 7th. So you got good luck on your side there, Jimmy. How about that?
Great. And then we have to build a coalition. We need 18 votes. If the court won't shut it down, then they can't act against her without a 2/3 vote, and so we need 18 votes. So we're going to be doing some coalition building and reaching out to sensible people on the council. There are still some of those left, and that's our defense plan.
I mean, lawyers, obviously, you guys do a lot of this bargaining stuff, plea bargains, and before it gets really, really ugly and somebody is faced with a impossible future. So have you guys thought about that, sitting down with Julie Menin, trying to get Julie Menin to come to her senses about the First Amendment and what makes this country great? Have you considered that? Or are we so past the point? Is that bridge so burnt you've got no choice but these legal proceedings?
So there is zero chance that Vickie is going to try to work out some sort of, plea bargain. That's just not who she is, and she shouldn't. I mean, at the end of the day, the Supreme Court has been super clear. She can't be expelled. So anyone that thinks that every article that says that she can be expelled for this, their reporters are either not doing their homework or they're intentionally.
Oh, they don't care, right? It's like all the people that said that Katsimatidis is about to fire me for my tweet last week. And in the meantime, we've never done better. So they don't care, right? They just throw stuff out there because that's what they want to see, but it's got zero validity, zero.
Clickbait. It's just clickbait.
Right.
So the worst they can do is censure her. They already took away 5 of her committees. So they've already unconstitutionally punished her for speech. But in any event, the worst they can do is censure her, and I do want to sit down with Julie Menin because I do respect some of the positions that she's taken, and I do respect at least her early leadership on anti-Semitism, which is very, very important to me. But in terms of sitting down in order to cop some kind of plea, ain't happening.
What I'd love to see is you enjoy success here, and Vickie Paladino walk into that chamber and look at Julie and everybody else and stick up her middle finger and say, See ya. I'm running for mayor, or I'm running for Congress, or I'm running for state senate. I don't need this garbage. You guys have put me through hell. You've humiliated me. You've embarrassed me, because even if you get what you want here, Jim, and you're about as good as any attorney in the city, and I'll include Tacopina and Idala in that mix, and my wife, Danielle, even if you get what you want here, that doesn't remove the stain and the embarrassment that the city council has unfairly put Vickie through. Bottom line.
Yeah, but I think most New Yorkers really aren't dialed into this too much, but those that are dialed in may not like every single word that she used, but they know they need a fighter who's and said, please tell me why this is happening. A fighter who is willing to talk about terrorism consistently and calling out the fact that we are under attack by radical extremists.
If you're looking to create, grow, and sustain your wealth, download and subscribe to the Pain Points of Wealth podcast at BeBullish.com with Bob, Ryan, and Chris Payne. It's your podcast for market insights, money tips, and real talk on the economy.
Download and subscribe
at BeBullish.com.